In addition to this ridiculous TikTok ban bill, there's also been, I mean, this has been this other broader social media is bad issue has been being preached to ridiculous levels for a long time now, like this, for example. Once again, pause to read. And of course, mainstream media doesn't like social media at all, or the fact that the everyday Jane and Joe has access to bypass gatekeepers to get the word out and everything. So of course they're going to be, pushing stuff like this, in addition to our out of touch, outdated politicians. And of course, there's been a history of this throughout the years. Even before the 1950s, this was happening. But here's an example of how in the 50s, comic books were causing juvenile delinquency and ruining society, etc. But here's an example.
In this comic book is a love story, a boy and girl in love. Well, what about the effect of these comic books on the children?
All of our testimony from psychiatrists and children themselves show that it's very upsetting, that it has a bad moral effect, and that it is directly responsible for a substantial amount of juvenile delinquency and child crime.
And of course, in the 90s, video games were also under attack, like the very first Mortal Kombat game. But just take a look at this congressional.
With violence in video games. The fact is that a new generation of video games crosses that line, containing the most horrible depictions of graphic violence. Violent video games threaten to rob this particular holiday season of a spirit of goodwill. Instead of enriching a child's mind, these games teach a child to enjoy inflicting torture.
But those games are only two examples.
So as you can see, this has been happening for years with every new medium, every new everything, and so my point is that regulating any kind of media, especially when it does not benefit the masses, is not a good thing at all. And of course, banning TikTok is such a bad idea, and any kind of social media regulation is a bad idea, because it won't benefit people like you and me at all. It'll just benefit the mainstream media, all the gatekeepers. And let's face it, we don't want gatekeepers. We never did want gatekeepers, and we especially don't want them now. But this is just the latest of the ridiculousness happening.